All right. So today we are looking at YouTube channels. The whole idea here is to basically just pull up some channels and give some tips on things that can be improved on the channels so that, I know a lot of content creators have the issue where they don't have the opportunity to get feedback or anything like that when it comes to the content they're making. And it can kind of feel like you are just lonely, out there doing the best that you can, but you don't really know if you're doing it right or not, or if there's things you need to improve or things you need to work on. So because of that, today I am looking at some YouTube channels here for just a little bit. And when we are looking at channels, some of the things that we are looking for is we are looking for, the channel clarity. Of course, we're looking at your thumbnails. We are looking at your title. We're looking at, just how you have everything optimized on the channel. We're basically just taking a deep dive into, pretty much everything it is that you are doing with the channel from the outside. Because, I don't have stats access. So of course, since I don't have stats access, I can't go in and, do those types of, stats related things. But the thing that I can do is I can, look at the channels from the outside and I can give feedback based on the things that are happening there on the outside. So if this is your first time here, how this works is it is free. And what we do is we basically pull something up on the screen, and when we pull it up on the screen, what we do is we will put a word up on the screen. And when that word gets up on the screen, then all you have to do to participate is put the word into the chat. And then when you put that word in the chat, then what you're saying by adding that word is you're like, hey, yes, I want to participate in this, and I'm okay with having my channel pulled up and put on screen, and you telling me about things that I might be able to improve or celebrating the things that I'm doing awesome, right? DIY audio guy, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing great. Doug Houston, what's up? Shawnee Groves, nice to see you in here. Hope that you're doing great. My C Prince, what's going on? Home Rapid Repair, what is up? Hope you're doing great. But yeah, the idea with these is basically just to help you be able to just get feedback on things that maybe you can see right now, or maybe things that you're just like, hey, I know that there's some things I need to improve. Let's just get some feedback from this guy and see what he has to say about what it is that I'm doing. So if this is your first time here, and just to kind of recap this, because we just had a little influx of viewers, is I'm going to put a word up on screen. We're on channel reviews. These are free channel reviews. And I'm going to put a word up on the screen. And when I put that word up on the screen, all you have to do is put that word into the chat. And then when you put that word in the chat, the tool that I'm using, it's going to automatically pick somebody that says that word. And then we're going to pull up their channel and we're going to take a look at what it is that they're doing. Some channels, based on how much they're uploading, things like that, or how much work they need, we're going to spend more time on than others. And we'll probably also get into a game that we play here, to where we go through and we have like a best practices checklist that we go through. It's like a game that we play here. So we'll be doing some of that too, probably. But first, let's go ahead and get a channel up so we can just start getting into it and start seeing what's available here. So the very first word that we are going to put up on the screen here is going to be, and just as a heads up for those of you that are regulars, I'm probably going to do this one as the first one pretty much all the time. So if you're an early bird, this is probably what we're going to always start with here, just because I have it built into the tool in order to start with this. So this is the first one that we are putting up on the screen right here. So all you have to do is just put Niminati into the chat, and then we will we're going to let this pick it, and then we will see who gets pulled up on screen. And while this is getting pulled up, just something that I do want to mention is that if your channel does not get pulled up, we're going to be doing more. So, make sure that you stick around for that. But in addition to that, if your channel doesn't get pulled up, just some of the information that I mention when I'm, it doesn't seem to be working. Oh man, I'm going to have to switch to the other one here. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, it's a new word picker. So I'm learning how to build this stuff, and I built this one. So let's see here. Let me try to trigger this again. It'll still capture everybody as long as, nope, it's not that one. Give me 1 second here. So let's see. And I'm going to do this. Yeah, so it works fine on my main. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's working now. Okay. Yeah, so the trick is I have to trigger it like after. There we go. I have to trigger it after the stream is live, and then it works. Okay, so then here we are going to pick a winner. And we got Nick Satrang Equipment is the channel that we are going to put up here. So let's see here. So let me go ahead and get this pulled up, and then we will switch to this tab. All right, Nick. So here we go. Let me go ahead and just get some things sorted here. Okay, we got the overlays on, we got the cursor rolling. Okay, to make sure we can see everything nice and clear. Okay, so just really quick, a couple of things. So you say Nick Satrang Equipment. The very first thing that I'm looking for, just so you know, is clarity and what it is that you're doing. So as part of the clarity that I focus on, I just look at your, channel art to see, what exactly it is that you are, doing in terms of if it's clear to me at a glance what it is that you're offering on the channel. So because this is a tractor and because it looks like the recent content here is about tractors, I'm going to say that you're okay there with that. But having some type of, description on here in terms of just a quick statement of what it is that you offer. Because I don't know if you're doing like reviews, or I don't know if you're, selling tractors, or if you're teaching people how to fix tractors or whatever. So because of that, just having a little blurb here, letting people know what it is that you're doing can be helpful. You have it here. I create videos about lawn care equipment maintenance, how-tos, reviews, and projects. Okay, that's good. So that's good that you have that ending there before it truncates. Very good move there. But this is okay because you do have it here, but just having something nice and bold up here can also be helpful. But just to put a disclaimer here, that particular thing of adding that to your channel art, that's just like a little fine tuning thing. It's not going to be something that's going to blow up your channel or anything like that. Only your videos can do that. But when it comes to these types of things, these are just things that you do to kind of button everything up so that when you do have the videos pop, that you have, everything set up. So it makes everything easy for people to understand when they are, interacting with when they're interacting with the channel. But as we go down the page here, let me just see what you're doing here. Okay, protect your seed. That's good. The erosion control could save your seeding project. Level a washing out hillside using most of my... Okay, so one quick thing that I do want to bring to your attention is you can see how this is getting truncated here. So when it comes to titles on YouTube, one of the things that happens is that when you are... Oh yeah. So with this, for suggested videos, you're okay. You met the mark for that one, but you can see here on the channel page it's getting truncated. But as long as you're clear for suggested videos, these are perfectly okay. I think the imagery that you're using on these is good, right? Because just to blow this up for everybody here, the whole thing, this particular video, it's about tractors. He has a nice clear focus on the tractor imagery. I don't think that the words that you're using are necessarily taking away from the tractor, but one thing that might make these just a little bit more impactful is instead of something smooth, like use something that's more impactful there. Like maybe if we're leveling out a washed out hillside, then in that case, maybe like, best tractor for the job, or, something like that, just to make it a little bit more impactful. But I do like how you are also showing, the actual grounds as well. So I wouldn't pollute that too much with a lot of words on there. Okay, let's go to the main videos page. Okay, so you're uploading on a regular basis, which is good. Yeah, so an additional thing here too, because you are talking about lawn care equipment, maintenance, and then how-tos and reviews and projects. So here with this seeding thing where you have protecting your seed, I don't know if you are, using any type of device or tool or anything like that for this, but featuring that might be something to A/B test with this, using YouTube's A/B testing feature, to see if adding some type of equipment that you use in order to, do this seed job here, so that piece of equipment can be the thing that grabs their attention in addition to the seed thing. Because at a small size, like you have protect your seed up here, which is fine, but in terms of being able to make this out clearly at a glance, I think the equipment might help with that particular thing. Let's see here, a little buck loader that could. Yeah, when it comes to your titles, don't just attach your mower deck, get it level 2. So one thing that might be helpful for you is when it comes to content like this, so we're going to look at like a bigger picture thing here, in your case. So when it comes to content like this, where you are, teaching people how to do something, like don't just attach your mower deck, get it level 2. This might be one to where you might want to, search optimize this one, or to like double dip it a little bit. And what I mean by double dip is basically to where you have a title that is search optimized, but it's also compelling when it comes to recommendations. So to explain that more, if somebody's searching for it because of how you have structured the title in terms of the very specific words that you put into the title, and what you've put into the description, what the video is about overall, then if somebody's looking for it, then as long as that video competes for that term, then you can get viewers from there. But also when it comes to recommendations, you also want to think about, okay, if somebody sees this on their homepage, then even if I optimize for search, what is it that I can do in order to also make this attractive or interesting or compelling for people when it shows up on homepages? So in this particular case, you have don't just attach your mower deck to like get it level 2. Like, I think that's okay because it's informative. But having this one on, how to level your mower deck. And then that would be the actual, search term if people are looking for that. And then as a part of that, then you could have something like, so how to let's see here, how to level your mower deck to make your yard, look amazing, or, something like that, or to make your make your yard look amazing, or to make your yard more beautiful or more attractive, or whatever the thing is. So that end part would be the thing that would make it a little bit more interesting, when it comes on home pages. But it also would help you, search wise too. But then having that phrase in there that people might look for about, leveling out their deck, that if people are searching for that, then that could be something that you could use to, bring viewership into the channel. Now, keep in mind, YouTube system is smart enough to where if they think this video is appropriate for that particular term, they're going to test it there anyway. But the idea with that is that when you optimize it for that, then it just makes it a little bit more clear that that's, that you should show up there. And then therefore they might test you there, more accurately, or test you under more accurate terms that you might be trying to go for. But I think some of the imagery and stuff, I think this is all good. So with the current view counts that you have, I would say that, the big thing, because I think that how you're representing some of this is great. But I think, one thing is that, the issue in terms of the current view counts that you have might just simply be the content of the videos. But another thing that is also a glaring thing to me right now is here you have, a block of tool videos. And then up here, you have a block of tractor videos. And then down here, you have, all of these other different things that you're doing. And then we're back down to tractors. So when it comes to putting content out on a channel, you can have different pillars of content. And in fact, that's, a good approach. But trying to think of, okay, how can I make it to where, if somebody comes in and watches this video, they're also going to want to watch, some of these other videos as well. So I think that one little thing that is possibly not working in your favor is this video right here with 40,000 views on it, right? Check out this alternative to old school tire chains. And then after this video, you kind of fall back down to like 758. And then this one here, you jump up to 1,000 and 130. Because this one did so good, there's a lot of, people recently interacting with this video when you published it. When you have something like this, you want to try to chase it with something that is a really good fit for these people. So of course you don't want to make the same video back to back, but here where it has check out this alternative to old school tire chains, maybe adding something, like next time this happens, maybe having like the next video that follows this up, something else about, tires, or how they can mod their tires, or something along those lines. Or another thing they should stop doing, because here you have stop using chains as the thing, which kind of suggests that people are doing something wrong, which by default makes this something that would make somebody on a homepage be like, oh, I want to see what I'm doing wrong here. But just trying to chase it with those types of things, because clearly you're going to reach somebody that's doing like outdoor related stuff, probably, with tractors and whatnot, and just trying to make sure that that next video is like a perfect fit for those people. But I mean, you're still attaching stuff to tractors though, but just trying to sync it up, right? Because like it's clear that you're doing DIY stuff and it's clear that you're doing maintenance, but what I'm trying to uncover is like, what can you do in order to make your channel more like bingeable, right? To where like if somebody that's into, you know, tractors and just doing stuff with their tractors, we're like, oh, I've got one of these tractors, therefore, you know, this channel's a gold mine for me, right? So I would just try to think of a way that you can connect any, like, think of the core of your channel, like what exactly is it that I offer mostly, right? And then from there, start thinking of, okay, if there's anything that I'm going to do outside of this, how is it going to apply to the viewers that are, you know, watching this core content on my channel? And just really quick, a lot of hard work into repairing the side. Now I have perfect hard work until the grass grows new. Okay, so in situations like this, right? Like this is okay because you do have, you know, information in your description, but other things that are helpful. I mean, you know, again, YouTube's system is smart enough to detect a lot of this stuff anyway. But you know, making sure that you are, you know, having like a nice keyword rich description, not keyword stuffing where you are, you know, just like putting word in terms of, you know, keyword. But basically just building in a bunch of words that would be relevant to this video into this particular title, just to help give YouTube a little bit more context and possibly also help you with YouTube search as well. Because some viewers are going to read this, but you also can use this just to kind of give their system, you know, a little bit of extra context. But some good stuff that you're doing though is one, it looks like you are, you know, you have on-platform links, which is great. And then you also have off-platform links where you're doing probably, you know, affiliate marketing here. And you also have your affiliate disclosure. So you're following the rules, you know, related to that. So all of that stuff is good. But when it comes to your channel, though, the thing that I would dig into is I would go into your advanced mode of your analytics, and then I would group, right? Like be like, okay, here, these are my tractor videos. The things that are specifically tractor, these would go in a group. And then this right here, these are my, I don't know, it's still John Deere though, but it looks, is this a tractor? Is this a different thing? It looks like a totally different thing back there. If this is a different, you know, thing or a different like series that you did, then I would put these in a group. And then basically the idea is that as you are putting these groups together of like, okay, this is about like this thing, then you can compare those against each other and you can start to uncover the content that, you know, drives more subscribers or drives more views typically, or more, you know, let's see where you're at here. Okay. You're not getting revenue yet. But basically, you know, help you figure out what people respond to best from you, right? Oh, it's an attachment for the same tractor. Okay. Yeah. So in that case, man, I mean, maybe just when it comes to the value proposition, like if all of this stuff is for like this 318 or whatever, then in that case, hear me say it, like this 318, like I know what this is, right? With this John Deere tractor. But like, if it is all for this 318, then in that case, you know, making it clear, like, you know, helping you, you know, get the most out of your 318, or, you know, helping you get the most out of your John Deere tractor, or, you know, something along those lines. Because, you know, a lot of this does have the tractors in it, but making it clear in every video that like, hey, if you've got one of these, like I'm the guy. So anytime you need to fix it, come here. If you're looking for upgrades, come to me. If you are, you know, if you're trying to prepare it for the winter or get the most winter stuff out of it, come to me. If you're looking for accessories, come to me, right? So then like you become the person for people that have, you know, this tractor or, you know, variations of the tractor. And then as a part of that, you could also make it to where, you know, some of this is search targeted, some of it is recommendations. But when it comes to recommendations on this, YouTube will show this, you know, to the right people. But when it comes to recommendations, also, you know, just trying to think like, you know, like I would actually do a lot of experimentation on this channel to see if you are better going after YouTube search and kind of double dipping to where it's like, I'm going to focus on YouTube search, but then I'm also going to make it compelling or interesting enough to where when YouTube does show it to owners of this tractor on their homepage or suggested videos, that it's also something of, you know, to where they'd be like, oh, let me check that out. You know, as the example, like if you go and you look at your traffic for this stop using chains video, it's got 40,000 views on it. Like this particular video right here, and let me show this to everybody. So this particular video right here, with this, like this is probably mostly recommendation traffic. If you go into your traffic sources report, that's probably what you'll see. And that's because this kind of challenges people, right? So like with this one, add electric, you know, shoot deflection control to your snowblower. Like that's cool, seasonal, you know, but it's cool. But when it comes to this one, also probably also seasonal, I'm not sure. But when it comes to this, it's more challenging. Like, uh-oh, I'm using these. Like, am I making a mistake? Right. So it feels more important when it shows up in recommendation features. So when you are thinking of the topics of your videos and how you're going to package them up, that worked for the people that are interacting with your content. So, leaning into some of that stuff might also be advantageous for you. All right, so let's do another one. So if you are just joining us, what we are doing is we are looking at YouTube channels. We're just giving some tips on things that, people can do better. We're doing all this stuff on the fly. So, we're just kind of pulling it up and, seeing how it goes. And in their particular case, I would definitely, one more thing, is I would, for Nick here, I would also make sure that with that 40,000 view video that you're also going in there and you're like, hey, let me look at exactly how I started this video. And then let me look at what I did next, and then what I did next, and what I did next. Go into your audience retention, look for places that you held people, look at places where people were leaving the video quickly, and try to take notes on that video from the structure and see if you can also apply that structure to, to future videos, because that particular structure worked. It could have just been the topic, but that particular structure worked well for you, because in addition to the topic that caused them to click, they came in and they had a good enough experience with that video that YouTube's like, hey, people are digging this, so let's show it to more people, right? So I would definitely go in and see if you can kind of model that. All right, so let's see here. So the next word here that we're going to do is we are going to do just because I kind of have to here. I mean, I don't have to, but just for fun. Okay, so the next one here is John Deere is our next word. I'm not sure how that's going to work with spaces. Actually, let me actually reset that. Let me reset that and just put it all together as one word, because I'm not sure how this tool is going to do there. There we go. Yeah, so do it again together as one word, and we're going to see if it triggers it. Okay, there we go. And hey, just as a heads up, just in case you don't know this yet, if you've been in these and you've heard me mention this, but I put out a app recently for iPhones for YouTube content creators. So if you are, you're obviously a YouTube content creator, but it's a great app. It helps you store and organize all your video ideas or just content ideas in general. Doesn't matter if it's live streams, community posts, whatever. It helps you get feedback on your thumbnails. So you upload a thumbnail into it, and it gives you a full detailed report on your thumbnails and things you can do to improve. It has a content planner in there, so you can make sure that you're planning content out. And it's got home screen widgets so that it shows you on your home screen, if you choose to use that, what's coming next. So it just kind of keeps everything at top of mind to make sure you're working on everything. But with that particular app, it's called New Creator. You can scan this right now or just screenshot it and then go and check it out later. But you can find it in the App Store. I've got a link to it down in the description as well, but make sure that you check that out. Okay, so here we go. Picking a winner. Open air outdoors. Yay. Do I have no, I don't. Yeah, I need to get an audience sound in here. I have it in another window there, but I don't have it in this particular thing here. So I've got this copied. Currently, my visit the channel link thing doesn't work. I'm trying to figure out how to do that on this tool. But let's see here. Open air outdoors, say something. Oh, there you go. All right. Okay, open air outdoors. We're going to go to your channel here, and we're going to share this tab instead. And hey, I think we had you up here not too long ago. I think last week or maybe the week before. I think we had you here for this. So we're going to do it again though. So right here, yep, all this is clear. When it comes to the channel art, all this outdoors imagery and everything, I think it's clear. Camping, fishing, exploring, canoeing, hunting, bushcrafting, shop projects. The outdoorsman in me sharing outdoor adventures, nice and clear there in terms of what it is that you offer. And then because I'm sure I looked at this part. Oh, actually, one thing that I do want to point out is you might have heard me say last time, or maybe I even mentioned this to you last time, but when it comes to the shorts here on your channel page, keep in mind that if somebody is watching shorts on YouTube and then they go to your channel name, it's going to take them here, right? So it's going to take them to your shorts page. So because of that, you may or may not, like this is just something to consider. You may or may not want to have your shorts here. And the reason for that is people looking for them can find them here. But what you don't want is because of the, watch time and, low monetization and all of that stuff when it comes to shorts in terms of ad revenue. You don't want somebody here on your channel page, like looking and being like, oh, this is cool stuff. Wow, these different playlists. And then coming down here and being like, oh, let's check out this fish, right? And then what just happened is you pulled them away from the content that is going to, help them get to know you better in terms of, they're going to watch it for a longer period of time and get to know you better through that. And in addition to that, your ad rates are going to be better for the long form as well. And you've also got like the end screens where, you can send people into additional content, pin comments, like all that stuff on a video watch page that you can really take advantage of to get, watch time and, higher ad revenue and all of that. So because of that, I would definitely get these shorts here off of your channel page, unless you're like, hey, doesn't matter to me. I'm just trying to give people the option. And then on my channel page, if they get to the bottom, it's fine with me if they go into those things. But if you are trying to, increase ad rates or increase your ad revenue and those sorts of things, or if you have, things that you promote and all of that in here, which I believe you do, if I remember right, then in that particular case, I would get those. I would get those off of there. Let's go to the videos tab. And I guess this is the one that I looked at here a handful of days ago. So Ruth Finger Prompt Master. Yeah, so I remember looking at this before. I mentioned some things about like text size and things like that. All of that still applies. So like here, for example, just to kind of show everybody. So one of the things that I mentioned last time this channel got pulled up is you can see here how we have like nature hike, and then we have exploring the spring forest. And then we also have like this one here where you have like the air pump and the review. Some of this text at like small sizes is difficult to read. And because of that, I believe that these should be updated or the text just completely removed, especially in a case like this where you can kind of focus on the imagery, at least do an A/B test if you're not already. So you can make it to where regardless of where these show up on YouTube, they're easy to read at a glance, right? Same with this one too, because like the review here, like at a big size, everything's like, nice and easy. And I think this is a problem that we have as content creators is, we have like Photoshop open or Canva or, whatever app we're using or whatever to make our thumbnails. And because of that, when we're making them at a big size, we're like, hey, at a big size, I can clearly see everything here because it does look good, right? At a big size. But because of the, thin lines here, the thin lines here, the thin lines around the review, it just makes it hard to, quickly at a glance kind of know what's going on there. So I would definitely update that stuff when you get the opportunity to. All right. So next up on the list here, let me go back to this one. And then let me reset. And then since we did see a fish in there, fish is going to be our word. If you are just joining us, all you have to do is put this fish word into, I need to have a version of this where I don't have the Nim and Live logo on there. So it can just be that and then have like the Nim and Live. I should make that one look different, I think. But anyway, so yeah, all you gotta do is put the word fish in here. And this is, free for you. All you gotta do is put the word fish in there and then yeah, we'll see if we can get you pulled up. And just a heads up, by putting the word fish in there, you're saying, yep, it's okay to pull me up. So I have to make sure that I say those types of things because, I've had in the past where I pull up, channels and then I'll have people send me like emails or whatever where they get like, weird about me showing their channel. Like if I say something they need to improve. So when you put that word fish in there, you are giving me permission to pull your channel up and give you some tips. Okay, so just a couple of more here, and then we will pick the winner. Okay, here we go. Oh, DIY audio guy, my man. All right, here we go. So let's pull up DIY audio guy. So on his channel, what he does is he actually builds like car audio and stuff. Really cool YouTube channel. Let me switch it over to here. Yeah, so this is his channel. And what he does is he does DIY audio stuff. And you're doing great, man. 115,000 subscribers. Nice work, man. Love seeing that. But let's see what we got here. So first, let's go to your home tab. So one thing that I do want to just bring to your attention, and you're an audio person, so because of that, I'm going to guess that, from the visual side, these types of things also matter. So you might be uploading everything on a phone, and because of that, you might not see this particular view, but you can see here how it looks like when it comes to your channel art. And again, this is just a fine tuning thing because you're already in motion here. But this is one of those things that you just want to dial in because it just makes everything like, just look better. It kind of represents you in a better way. But like for a mobile, like all of this works. But when it comes to like a desktop or when it comes to a TV, like if you look at your channel on a TV, just hop on your TV. If you have a smart TV, go to the YouTube app, go to your channel, and then go and look, and you'll see what everything looks like there. In your case specifically, because you do this as a business, you're missing some opportunities in terms of how to use this. So for example, like you can put like QR codes up here and like that kind of stuff to, invite people to, order stuff from you or whatever the thing is. So I just think you're kind of leaving a little bit on the table there when it comes to business and when it comes to the desktop version. Just kind of representing things, in the best way possible when it comes to, what people see when they come up here. I would definitely get that worked out. Plus, you've got some really cool imagery. Like I see some of the stuff that you tweet and some of the imagery that you have is really cool with some of the things that you build. So I would definitely kind of highlight that, like some of these things that you're focusing on in your thumbnails, putting some of that cool stuff up here too, just to kind of flex in terms of, what you're capable of. I think that would also be pretty cool. But in terms of just the best practice stuff, like, car and home audio, speaker building installation, you've got that, part covered. If you like to hear with car home speakers, then you're in the right place. Also very clear. So we have Patreon links, Amazon links, and the DIY Audio Guy. I'm going to see what you are offering here on the DIY Audio Guy website. DIY Audio Guy, home calculator speaker plans, contact, behind the scenes content. Okay, so are you selling this stuff? Hold on, pre-made plans. Yeah, I'm looking at your website here really quick. Okay, yeah, so you're selling stuff. Okay, so one thing just to consider, and this is totally, your call to make because I don't know what the priority is for you, but if you look right here at your link, so when somebody has the option, when they're looking at your channel page, they can, look at any of this stuff. But right here, you are trying to get people over into Patreon. And again, this might be what you want. But if you are trying to get more people to your website so that you can get them pixeled in and advertise to them later or anything like that, then in that case, I would move the links that you have and put your actual website here and then have the crowdfunding and the Amazon store link after that, so that you can, just get people, into your website and in your email list or anything like that you may have over on your website. So I just prioritize that, unless of course, your whole thing is like, hey, I'm just going to focus on the crowdfunding side, which is perfectly fine. I just want to bring that to your attention if you are trying to get more people over to your website. Let's see here, all the theater speaker, this home theater speaker breaks all the rules. Love it. Home theater speaker build. Okay. Pretty clear. And I like that you also put that it's a build in there, right? Because then that makes it super clear from the outside because you don't mention that down here. This is a really good example for everybody, just as a heads up of how a thumbnail and a title can work together as a team to win the click. So like in this case, they have home theater speaker build, and then here, this home theater speaker breaks all of the rules. So it's enticing. It creates curiosity, right? In terms of like, how does it break the rules? Like what's going on? And then here, because it's a build, it makes it clear that he's actually, like building this stuff from scratch versus like, hey, I'm just going to, like an audio store and buying this stuff. So I think that's great. Upgrade complete. The Ultimate 8 home theater subwoofer with a hidden 8-inch subwoofer. Oh, nice. Ultra low bass from a hidden 8-inch subwoofer. Fantastic. Bass control interface, laser cut bass knob. Yeah, so things like this, right? Like this did okay, right? You got 14,000 views on it. But situations like this, if you look at this at a small size, you have laser cut bass knob up here, which is fine. Here, I'll actually just do this a different way. You have laser cut bass knob up here. Oops, sorry, wrong one. Laser cut bass knob up here, which is fine. Then you put U in here. But when you look at the part that's actually kind of the star of this particular topic of video, I would put more emphasis on this right here. So maybe kind of frame it up a little bit better so that the Yeah, frame it up a little bit better so that maybe, like this part right here, or maybe like right here, it kind of starts here, right, for that cut in. And then that would make it to where there's just a nice clear focus on this area right here. And then you could still have that text up there if you wanted to. And then that way that kind of makes this more of the star of the show, even at a small size, right? And the whole idea with the small size is, when it comes to YouTube, like they're making thumbnails like bigger and bigger, but there still are, plenty of places where, people will see the smaller thumbnails. So because of that, just making it, just real easy at a glance to just get an idea of what's happening. Hey, Dr. Yenis, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. Welcome to the stream. But the idea is to just, use things like that to, just make sure that the focus is on the right thing, like right out of the gate. Base you can feel. Love the thumbnail on that one. The number one trick for huge base, big base, big box base, big base. Yeah, so I'm not sure here. Let me actually look and see what it is that you're doing here real quick and see. I just want to see something. So, thanks. Got some stuff that you're selling there. None of that. Watch part 2. Okay. So one thing that I would definitely do, and I'm just seeing if you have it here. Okay. So because this video did well and it's about, bass and building, a subwoofer box. One thing that you might want to consider when it comes to this is making sure that you are leading people into playlists around the specific topics that they are, that they care about the most. So you might be doing that actually. Let me see what's up here. Morphin DIY audio guy. Okay, yeah. So it looks like you are. Yeah, so it looks like you're sending him into another video. So yeah, so what I would do is I would take like all of your bass videos, because like for me, right? Because like I've got a subwoofer in my car, and like I'm into this stuff. So like if I was watching this video and I was like, wow, that was cool, and then you were recommending to me, and you might do it here at the end, I'm not sure. But if you're recommending to me, oops, that's why, a playlist here at the end, or you were recommending me a playlist here of like all of your, bass videos, or at least your most recent bass videos, or the videos that would be, directly relevant to this, then in that particular case, it gives you the opportunity to create more binge watching on your channel, because then that way I can click into the playlist versus just the video. I mean, the fact that you have a video here, you're doing the right thing, right? So don't, I'm not saying that what you're doing is incorrect, but what I'm saying is if you were linking to playlists instead of, an individual video, it might give you the opportunity to get people to watch more than one video at a time, right? And then another advantage of the playlist also is like right here, right? You're competing with all of these things, but when somebody goes into your own playlist, then over here on this side, it's more focused on your content, and because of that, they can see all the other bass videos that you have. So if there's somebody that's trying to figure out how to do that and they're looking for the best ways and all that, then you're giving them more options based on the content that you have available that would be relevant to that particular viewer. Okay, so that's kind of the idea. So what you say is the double down, push while I'm doing up to the next level. Yeah. So basically you're getting views, you're getting traffic, like you're doing the thing. So what I'm talking about here is amplifying the activity that's happening on the channel, right? So basically taking those 1 views that come in from a video, or possibly 2, because you're sending them to this other video here, and turning that into, 3 views, 4 views from that 1 session, and a lot of extra watch time and, those types of things, from just making those minor adjustments of sending people into playlists instead of individual videos. Marketer, commission based on Crutchfield parts, all of that. All of that's good. So I'm not sure, and they might, and thanks for the shout out for Creator Mix here too. I appreciate it. So when it comes to this, I'm not sure if Crutchfield requires you to put the Crutchfield partner on here. Actually, you own it, so never mind. I was gonna say, like, you don't really need to do that unless they require it, but you own it, so yeah, it's perfectly fine. Okay, yeah, good. Yeah, so I would definitely work on those things for now. And you're doing the things right in terms of like you got linked comments, you're making it easy for people to find your content, things like that. But I would definitely go through and just give this a little bit of kind of touch up. Make sure that in your end screens where applicable, that you are sending people into playlists and all of those things versus individual videos, because I can just kind of help you amplify everything that's already going on. Oh, nobody else in your niche does it. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. It's good that you're being compliant, right? That's always a good thing. Okay. So the next channel here that we are going to look at, and we're going to do share screen. Boom. We're going to do car audio here. Boom. That's going to be our next word to put into the chat. So if you are, hey, Motive Music Studios, what's going on? Creator Classroom in the house too. Hey, what's up? Nice to see you in here. Doug, what's up? So when it comes to this, if this is your first time here participating in this, all you have to do is put the word that's on the screen, the car audio word. You just put that on the screen. And then when you put that up there, then after we get some entries in here, then I'm going to hit pick a winner. And then after I hit that pick a winner, it's going to randomly select somebody that put in that word, and then we're going to pull it up on screen and see if we can give them give them some feedback. Hey Brian, what's up, man? Explore Norway. Hello. All right, so we've got almost 100 people in here, so I'm going to give it just another couple of seconds here just to make sure everybody's had a chance, because with the delay and all that stuff, make sure everybody's had a chance to get it in there. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. Office Athlete is the name of the channel that we are pulling up. So let me see if I can find that. Office Athlete. If you can just say hey or something in the chat, so I can quickly jump to your channel. Never mind, I just found you. So let me go to your channel here. Take a quick look. Okay, definitely family friendly. So I'll go ahead and switch to this tab. And here we go. Okay, so Office Athlete, move better, work better, live better. Pretty clear. Dr. Austin helps office workers optimize their work environment and functional mobility to avoid chronic pains while working. Okay, so all of this is fantastic, right? Because this is about the doctor. But one thing that I would do is I would just kind of tighten this up a little bit so it all fits here. Right. So the most important parts, because, like you can put his name up here in terms of like Dr. Austin, or just put him, like a little bit later, so that maybe instead of having him in the first paragraph here or the first sentence, that you would put it, the next one down. But the idea is to make sure that the full value proposition, if possible, is just clearly visible for people. So once they land here, they can, get an idea that your whole entire channel is going to help them, with their, I'm guessing you're like ergonomics and stuff. So because of that, I would just tighten that up a little bit just to make it a little bit more obvious. And the whole reason for this, just so I can explain it, for everybody that's watching, is, like, let's say that I watch this video right here and I'm like, wow, this is great. Loved it. I want to go for more tips. And then I land on your channel page. This just instantly lets me know that, hey, this entire channel is about this, instead of it's like, hey, this guy just did some one-off video or something like that. Because as the creator that's doing the thing, we take all that for granted because we know what we're doing. But you want to make it to where like a new viewer just instantly, if they watch one video and then they go to your channel, they instantly know that your entire channel is offering, content that is of interest to them in some way. So I would definitely just kind of tighten that up a little bit. It's not going to make it, it's not going to be like some game changer for your channel or anything. There's just a little bit of fine tuning just for clarity for the channel. Same thing up here is you have like work better, move better, work better, live better. And you're rolling with the 3 thing, which is cool. But even with this, just putting like, the value proposition or something like that, that you would put here, up here, just something super tight. But this is fine. Like, you don't have to change this, but just tightening that up a little bit is something that I would consider. More from Office Athlete, so that's fine. I want to see something here really quick, actually. Okay, buy me a coffee. So you're not actually trying to drive revenue or anything from here. Physical therapy. Human athletes, this channel optimize your approach, health and wellness. Okay, cool. I dig this. Okay, a couple things. Just gonna look here real quick. So really quick, I would get your videos up here above this created playlist area. Reason for that is if I just watched one of these, other videos from 10 months ago, I click on your channel page, I start scrolling down. You want to try to drive people into here because every view counts. So what I mean by that is if somebody comes in and they land on your channel page and they end up going into one of these videos that are new, then that gives YouTube just a little bit more information about who does or does not like that content, which can then, help their system, better know who to show the content to. But we're going to go to this one that you published 3 hours ago. Okay, so next thing is this is a 2-minute and 31-second video. So what you want to do is you want to upload this over into the YouTube Shorts area. If you're going to upload your videos here into the, other side of YouTube, then in that case, you want to make sure that you are uploading 16:9 aspect ratio videos, because that's just what people expect. Like you can do this, but like you want to kind of normalize the experience when it comes to YouTube in terms of people watching a video, leaving that video, clicking on another video, watching that video, and then they're continually having that, similar experience in terms of it's filling the frame up. And then when they click on this, then it's the same exact thing. So you keep that continuity for the viewer instead of it feeling like, oh, did I click on the wrong thing, right? That's kind of the idea when it comes to that. So I would definitely do that. And I'm just going to do a quick look here to see if you are kind of filling this out at all. No, so it's all that way. Nope, I got a little blank there. Nope. Yeah, it's all that way. Yeah, so I would definitely start uploading your videos that way. If you're going to do this, then upload them over to Shorts. This video will demonstrate 4 exercises to help eliminate the result. Okay, so a couple things, and this isn't going to really matter. This is more of an optimization thing. So you don't need to say in this video, that part's clear. So here you can say learn 4 exercises to help eliminate anterior pelvic tilt posture, right? And then period, and then explain maybe what pelvic tilt posture is, those types of things, so that you're just being more informative in the description. And as a part of that, it's also just giving YouTube, a little bit more context in terms of what's going on. So, that type of information can be helpful for their system. It's smart enough to get what it really needs from your title and your video, but those little types of nuances are also things that can be, helpful. Other things when it comes to your titles, right? So here you have exercises to improve your anterior pelvic tilt with a question mark, do these. So instead of that, change it to something like, do these exercises to improve your anterior pelvic tilt, right? So that way it's more of a statement, and just from a readability standpoint, it's just a little bit, smoother. And with the anterior pelvic tilt, because if you do that, that will put that particular part at the end, which is okay. But it's better if you kind of get that, up front. So like anterior pelvic tilt exercises to improve your posture or your stance, or, whatever language you would use for this. And then that way you'd put that right at the front, and then it's clear that it's anterior pelvic tilt well, no, it is exercises though. It's not the anterior pelvic tilt exercises. So yeah, this is probably okay. But I would definitely kind of reformat this a little bit just to make it a little bit more readable, so to speak. And so it's more of a statement than a question. So just a heads up from a financial perspective. So one thing that you can also do here is, because you are teaching people about all these things, if there is anything that you use in your video, like this little cushion that you have here, if there's anything that they make specifically for that or anything like that, you can also offer those things as an affiliate. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the idea of affiliate marketing or not, but if you are not, affiliate marketing is where you recommend products or services, but you have a tracking link. And that tracking link, you put it in your video description, put some words around it. You can see all that stuff in my description, but basically you put some words around it to let people know what it is. And then from there, they can go and click on that. And then when they click on it, they make a purchase, then you get a commission. So as a part of that, in addition to the crowdfunding that you're doing, when you are teaching people these types of things, if you have like specific things that you're using that you recommend as a doctor, then in that case, adding those things down here so that people can get them, and letting people know, hey, for this, I use this. I have a link to it in the description if you're looking for one of these, but anyway, and then continue on with, whatever it is that you're showing. Other things is when you are using hashtags, it's best practice to make sure that the hashtags that you're using are like in perfect alignment with what it is that you're making. So when I click on the office hashtag, you can see we're getting like all of this other stuff, like, improving my outfit. We've got like Microsoft 365, things like that. So because of that, the video that you're making, you don't have a high probability of YouTube, prioritizing your videos here. So because of that, I would make sure that you're only using hashtags that are beneficial in terms of if somebody clicks on that hashtag, my videos might show up there. Therefore, I might be able to use that as a traffic source of people coming into my video from that hashtag. Okay. Because when you have something like this in there and it's just office, if somebody clicks on that, then it's just a leak out of your video, right? And they can click on it and then they can get lost in all this, other stuff that's here. So in your case, using things like, ergonomics, interior pelvic tilt, like that kind of stuff would be a great way to, to utilize hashtags in a better way. And then here, yeah, same thing. When we put in athlete, then we have all this stuff, for athletes. So you're just kind of working against yourself there. It's not going to be a huge deal. Like it's not going to, like this is another one of those things, like the low hanging fruits in terms of, these are things that people might click on because they show up right up here. And because of that, these might cause people to leave my video, but for no reason. Like I'm not even giving myself the opportunity to get something in return from that, from those viewers that I'm sending off of there. Yeah, so I really think in your case, like I would definitely start working on the videos, make sure they are, wide format like that for long form. And then if they are, short form, then it's not that big of a deal. And if you are having trouble with this, because, I know you do have a lot of videos up here, but if you are having, no, you got it. You got it right here. Okay. Yeah, so I would definitely work on that. Another thing as well is I would avoid. I'm not going to say I would avoid it, but I would just A/B test so you can get the information. You're not getting a lot of views right now, but I would still A/B test thumbnails just in case your thumbnails are the things that are kind of holding you back. And the reason for that is I would use more natural imagery in here, or maybe just more imagery on like the moves that you're making and things like that. So as an example here, you can see if we look at this particular thumbnail that the part to where you're actually showing the lifting, you are really small in this thumbnail. And what you're doing is you're using this like panel that's here on the side in order to grab people's attention, right? That's what you're using for the focus really of the thumbnail. Instead, you want to use this, right? So a better approach for this thumbnail would be to have it mostly of you with that image. Like here's what I would test is I would have this thumbnail just to kind of prove, right, that there's a difference. And then the next thing that I would do is I would remove all of this text. And then I would keep this line that you have in here. And then I would make you lifting the box like just centered, like right here in the thumbnail. And then I would remove like any clutter that's around you or anything like that, but I would still keep it looking natural without these like gradients and things in here. And then from there, proper lifting techniques, that's one thing, but based on what else you're doing here, I would also add a benefit to this. So here it's proper lifting techniques. That's one thing, but to make this more powerful, proper lifting techniques that will keep you from getting injured, that takes it to a whole other level, because then it's like, okay, this isn't just we're not just saying proper lifting techniques. We're also adding like direct value to this title when we're presenting, this package. So better imagery, less gradients, things like that. And also making sure that you are, thinking if somebody sees this on a homepage, what about this would make them like one, identify it's about something that they care about, which that imagery, could be the thing that would help. And then if they go down and they read the title, then how can I write a title that's compelling, adds value in some way, or creates a curiosity gap or something like that, so that I can, encourage people to click on this particular video. So I'd work on those types of things. Those things that I just mentioned, everything about the thumbnail and the title, those things will make a difference for your channel. So those should be priorities in terms of all the things that I've mentioned. If you can only work on, one thing, I would work on, this packaging right here for all of your videos. And the reason I'm telling you this is because your thumbnails paint a picture of what the content might be like before somebody clicks on it. So when you have the hover, then, people are going to get their, additional information there. But like when I look at these thumbnails, and don't take offense to this, I'm just, being honest with you here because, that's the way that, it's the way like I have to in order to help. So right now, when I look at your thumbnails, they present the idea that the content that's behind it is low quality. And the reason for that is because of the gradients and the way that you're putting the thumbnails together, right? So again, I think that you would be better off doing things like this and focusing the imagery, more on, the things that you're doing. Same thing here with this one. And then that way everything like looks natural, and try to use high quality images when you can. But everything like looks natural, and it makes it to where it doesn't make the quality or the anticipation that the quality of the video might be that the quality of the video might be poor. Right. So I would definitely make some of those changes, and I would go through for all of these, and I'd be like, okay, how can I make this better? How can I make this, more clear, from the outside? And then from there, the rest is going to come down to the actual, video content itself. But I would also fix your ratio. And another thing on the aspect ratio, just for everybody here, just in case you're also doing this, because this is a common thing that we run into, just as a heads up when it comes to looking at channels, is like with this aspect ratio here, you have 16:9, 16:9. So if I'm watching your videos back to back, okay, 16:9, 16:9, we've got 16:9 over here, but this one right here is 9:16, right? So it doesn't even fit into what it is that you're doing. So I would get all of that stuff just kind of synced up on the channel, and then keep trucking. And then once you get those things worked out, then the next step would be the actual video content, the edit of the videos, how you're grabbing attention when it first starts, all those things. But for right now, I would focus on how can we make this more clear, and how can we get people clicking on this more? And then, for the rest, work on that stuff as you go. All right. So next up. Okay. So for the word that we're going to do here, we are going to do ergonomics right here. So just put the word ergonomics into the chat. And all you have to do, if you are just joining us, is just put the word ergonomics into the chat, and then it's going to start collecting, usernames. And then once we get some usernames in here, then we are going to pull somebody up, and then we're going to, give them some tips. And hey, really quick also, for the office athlete and anybody, when I look at your channel here, because I know during these conversations, like I'll say things, and I know sometimes it's clear, sometimes it might be a little bit vague. Sometimes maybe I'm saying things like if you're new and you don't fully, get like what it is I'm trying to say. So if I look at your channel and you have questions about the information that I give you, feel free to send me a DM on Twitter if you need clarity in terms of like, you said this, don't really know what that means, or, could you, just give me a little bit more information about that thing that you were talking about. And then that will help, help you, make sure that you can make any of the changes that we talked about. And as a quick reminder, if you are just joining us, I made an app for YouTubers called New Creator. You can find it at newcreator.app, or you can just go to the App Store. It's an iPhone app, and look for New Creator. All kinds of helpful stuff for you in there as a content creator. So definitely make sure that you check it out. You can check it out now, which is what I recommend. Or of course you can check it out after the stream is finished, but it's really cool. Keeps you up to date with YouTube news, helps you plan your content, helps you store video ideas. There's a really cool feature in there where if you're in the YouTube app on your phone, you can hit the share button, and you can share that video into the app, and then you can organize it. So you can say like, oh, I like this thumbnail, so I'm going to share it into the app so I can just keep it so that when I'm making thumbnails, I can go and refer to these thumbnails that I like and see if anything would apply to my video, or the color scheme of the thumbnail, or whatever the thing is. Same thing for titles, set design, the way that they monetize, all these things. But you can sort all of those as well. So it's a great way to keep content that you're inspired by. And it doesn't save the video, but it saves a link to the video, helps you, it gives you a notes area, and it also makes it where you can save your thumbnail and title in there too. So make sure you check it out at newcreator.app, or just look for New Creator in the App Store, or you can just scan this real quick, or just screenshot this real quick so we can pull up the channel here. Just screenshot that real quick, and then you can go check that out. And we also have light and dark mode too. So okay, here we go. Picking a winner. Building Fix with Mooney. What's going on? Hope you're doing great. Steve's Wildlife. What is up? So Steve's Wildlife really quick says, should I be using thumbnails for live streams? Yes. So when it comes to live streams, I mean, hey, Tiffany, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. You thought it was Saturday. Nice. Yeah. So when it comes to thumbnails on live streams, if you are live streaming, then when you add thumbnails to your live stream, then if you take the same approach in terms of this thumbnail is to help people identify that this live stream is about something that they might care about, then that allows you, while you're live, while YouTube is showing your, live stream to people, it allows you to be able to, grab people's attention who are into your type of content. So yeah, you should absolutely use thumbnails. If you're using your live streams to grow your channel, then in that case, use different thumbnails for everything that you do, and base those thumbnails around the things that you're going to be talking about in that particular live stream. Oh, it's a daily live stream of a bird feeder. Well, if you have the thumbnail in that YouTube auto picks, and it's like a nice good shot of the bird feeder and maybe a bird in it or something like that, then you can choose one of those two. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, Dex, not Dexter, is the channel here. So I'm just kind of looking for the channel. So Dex, not Dexter, if you could just say something here in the chat. So then that way, when I see that come in, I can just click on it. In the meantime, I'm just kind of looking for it here in the chat, so we can pop it up. Never mind, I found you. I got you. I got you. Okay, so go to the channel. And here we go. And share this tab. Oh, it doesn't look like it changed, did it? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. So there's that. I was looking at the live view on my back end there. Okay, so Dex, not Dexter. So first off, right when I land on your channel, I have no idea what it is that you're doing. So if I explore, then I see join as we dissect the newest AI models, algorithms, technology, shaping, and then it gets truncated there. So you don't have to say join us as we dissect the new AI models. You can just say, dissecting new AI models, algorithms, technologies, blah, blah. So you can just tighten that up just a little bit. But one thing that I want to bring to your attention, which as soon as I point it out is going to be obvious to you, is we have like do not Dexter here, Dex not Dexter here. So, or sorry, Dex not Dexter, and then just Dex not Dexter, right? So like it's just repeating. So you don't need all of that. So instead, I would just put like, AI models, algorithms, and technology, or technology shaping, what do you say here? Shaping the future, bam, and just have that up here. And then that way it's just crystal clear when you land on the channel page, like what the viewers get. Like that's the whole idea when it comes to your channel art. Like you can just put something, silly up there, like some people do, like subscribe. But when you add something that lets people know what it is, then that makes it easier for people to just understand at a glance that you have more content for that new viewer that's only interacted with one YouTube video or short, or live streams in some cases. So when we come here, one other thing is you are missing an opportunity here. So since you are using this as a non-subscribed trailer, I wouldn't have all these hashtags here because you're gonna cause people to leave. So because of that, I would write a description here about this video and make sure that that is the thing that's there, so that these hashtags are not visible here on your channel page. Popular videos, same here. Like I mentioned with the other channel, get your new videos up higher so that as somebody lands on the page, they're scrolling down. They're already going to see the For You if you have that on. And then they should see your most recent videos so that people can go into those. In terms of every viewer that goes in there gives YouTube a little bit more information on the right people to show the content to. So because of that, you want to do that so that you can, get that extra activity on those new videos so that you can make sure that, you're teaching, YouTube. These are people that are already involved in the content. So making it easy for them to go in and also interact with that new content is definitely something that you want to do. And then put your popular videos underneath that. Dr. Vibe, what's up? Hey, dude, thanks for the email. I sent you a reply to that email, Dr. Vibe Show. If you could check that when you get the chance, I would appreciate it. Super helpful. So thank you for sending that. Fernando says that they love vidIQ. That's cool. Yeah, vidIQ is a cool tool. Let's see here. Dexa Gaming, you're not too late. Yeah, we're doing more here in just a minute. So let's see here. So as we look at this, is Seedance 1.0 better than Google's VO? So a couple things that I want to talk about. The very first one is being clarity. So on this video here, it's not super clear in terms of grabbing somebody's attention about what it is that you are talking about. So I watch this type of content. Like I'm somebody that you are actually trying to reach with this stuff. And the thing that can be advantageous when it comes to this type of thing is adding logos to them. So like having like a, Seedance logo versus, VO3 logo. Right? That makes much more sense than these pictures because what you might be doing are these videos, because what you might be doing is in these videos, you might be showing like the difference that each one can make, but it's not clear here because it's so small, right? So you can't see any details, anything like that. So instead having it, Seedance versus Google VO to where you have the logos there, it just makes it a lot more clear. Just like with this one here, how you have the OpenAI logo and ChatGPT up here, it makes it clear. Right, that this is what that's about. So like this thumbnail, I think you're okay. But over here, I would definitely make sure that those things are more clear. OpenAI strongest AI yet. It's good. ByteDance's Part Crafter photo of 3D models instantly. Nice. That's cool. Yeah, people responded well to that one. So like another thing that you might want to consider is like if people responded well to this one, seeing like, hey, is there anything else that I can do in ByteDance's past crafter or part crafter that would also add value to some of these people. And same thing here with the ChatGPT one that's got 229 views on it, so it's heading in that direction. Like having another ChatGPT video about something else ChatGPT related is something else that I would also experiment with there. But I like how you're doing like a variety, like you're covering all the AI tools. I think that's great. Deepfake so real, it should be illegal. Sky Reels audio. Yeah, so things like this, right? I'm not sure exactly what's covered in here, but you have like deepfake so real that it should be illegal. So if you're talking about deepfakes and you have Sky Reels audio on here, looking at this as somebody that watches this type of content, I'm not super clear on what it is that you're offering here. Like, are you showing me how to do deepfakes, or are you just, making the statement that deepfakes are becoming more real? Are you trying to bring attention to Sky Reels audio that can help you make deepfakes? Like, I don't get a lot of clarity in terms of what's actually on offer here. So I'd work on that too. And I would also like not add these like play buttons and stuff like that, because they're really distracting when it comes to the video. Yeah, other things too is like this right here, you're on the right path in terms of like a before and after. So you're definitely on the right path here. But other things that I would experiment with is, one, I would clean up this title to make it a little bit more clear in terms of what you're actually offering here. But then I would also experiment with, like, keep this thumbnail, but as a variant thumbnail in YouTube's A/B testing tool, like just put like a photo in there, like maybe the after version, and then just put like fake and then like an arrow going to it or something like that. And then that way it's just like more focused in terms of the thumbnail. That would definitely be something that I would consider. And Ivermine says those play buttons kind of trigger me. Yeah, the thing that you want to make sure that you're doing when you're making thumbnails is you want to focus people's attention on like a thing or a concept, and you don't want to add things like these play buttons. You don't want to add things that are going to take the attention away from those things you're trying to focus people on. That's the idea. Let's see here. 11 Labs versus scary, realistic AI voices. Gemini, Google 5 just got a major update. Yeah, that's fine. Change AI videos forever. Yeah, I like some of your titles. It's just when it comes to your thumbnails, I think some of those could definitely use some work. Like it's clear you're making some of these with AI and stuff, which is perfectly fine. But I would definitely, remove some of these distracting things from them, just to make everything a little bit more focused and clear. And your competition for this is pretty fierce. So I would definitely work on those things like quickly, just because, like the competition for this content is super fierce right now. What was that? I just had something disconnect from something. Oh, okay. These are these just, yeah, not sure. So other things too is make sure that you do fill out your descriptions, fully. Make sure you capitalize things, stuff like that, because these are the things that also give YouTube additional context as well. But also it's good for viewers just to kind of know what's going on there. Make sure in all your video descriptions that you're linking to other things. Like for example, since this is AI video, then in that case, watch my other AI videos, the video generators here, or here's a playlist of, AI generator, options for you, something along those lines. And by doing that, that gives you the opportunity to send people into additional content as well. Yeah, and make sure at the end of your videos that you're also sending people into additional content as well. So basically on YouTube, we have the option to add end screens. So those end screens are direct links into other videos or playlists. So it's best practice to make sure that you are adding those to the end of your videos. And you do that during your upload process. Okay. Reset this, share this tab instead. And we are going to I'm just going to put Gemini is going to be our word just because it was on the last channel that we looked at. So it's going to be the word. So all you got to do, if you want to toss your channel into the ring for having us, pull it up and, just give you some tips, then just go ahead and put the word Gemini into the chat. And then this tool that I'm using here is going to randomly pick somebody. And as a reminder, if you are just joining us, this is free. So all you have to do is put that word in the chat. And then by putting that word in the chat, you're giving me permission to pull your channel up. So if I don't pull your channel up, just take in mind the things that I'm telling, the other channels that we're looking at, and just go and look at yours and be like, hey, am I doing these things that he's talking about? And then that way, everybody can benefit from each channel that we pull up. Rachel Smets, what's going on? I hope you're doing great. Nice to see you in here. Okay, just letting a few more come in. And as a quick reminder, because we just had a little spike in viewers come in. So for those of you that don't know, I have an app that I put out recently called New Creator. You can find it in the App Store. Super helpful app for YouTubers. I built it specifically for YouTube content creators, people that are, busy and, need to do things on the go and all that stuff. So make sure you check it out. It's in the App Store called New Creator, or you can go to newcreator.app and check it out there. Should have done this earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and just pin this up here. There we go. Okay, so here we go. Picking a winner. Build and fix with Mooney. All right, here we go. So build and fix with Mooney. I'm going to look for your channel. Yours stands out here. So that one's easy to find. Go to channel. And we are going to share this tab. So you actually got in here last time as well, I believe. So we've already got, some of that stuff. Helping DIYers one video at a time. Yep, that works. Bring your woodworking DIY projects. All of that stuff is good. We went through, I think, most of the best practice stuff last time. So I'm just going to go and look and see some other things that you're doing here. I think we might have actually done the sudden death when we went through it last week. So because of that, actually, no, I remember because we were talking about how this one was kind of like out of, kind of sync with some of the other stuff that you were doing. So let's go and look at some other things here. Plywood then now. So really quick, when it comes to titles, some people will write in all caps, but that kind of hurts readability. So because of that, I would definitely just on the future shorts that you upload, you don't have to go in and change any of these if you don't want. But on the future shorts that you upload, I would just experiment with like, okay, let me, make the text more, normal and not all text and just see, but YouTube even mentioned, but this is people clicking. It's different in shorts because with shorts, they're just showing up for people. So because of that, it's mostly going to be focused on what's happening in the video, but those little types of things can just make it easier for people to read the title. So I would definitely experiment with that. Oh, you're making a short every day. Oh, nice. Love it. Love it. I'm on that grind right now with the other platforms. So basically I've got TikTok uploading almost every day. I've got Facebook Reels uploading almost, or Instagram Reels uploading almost every day. Facebook Reels uploading almost every day. So increasing my output as well. So YouTube's next. So I just made some videos today actually, so we can, start cranking that stuff out here as well. But, cause I've been focused on like the apps and things like that. But now that stuff is, now it's like maintenance and building features as we go versus like having to learn everything. So now, I'm kind of missing, making videos and stuff, kind of fiending for it. So I still do it, but just not as often. So I'm ramping that up myself. You probably even noticed, I've started publishing like some more shorts here and there and, that kind of stuff too. So live streams 2 months ago, and then here 6 days ago. Yeah, so here, one thing that you don't want to do is you can see here how you're kind of sharing this same video back to back. Oh, never mind, this is a playlist. Okay. Yeah, so one thing you want to do is you can see how this imagery right here is exactly the same. So if somebody clicked on this one, then they might not click on this just because of the thumbnail that's chosen for this particular video. So reorganizing this or choosing the thumbnail for that playlist is the move that you want to make for that, so it's different. But you're using all of this, so it's good. But I would just be mindful of when you are sharing things in your community feed, trying to make it not feel like it's the same exact thing. So like right here, let me make this bigger so everybody can see it. This looks like I had to dig in order to, realize that it was a playlist, but it looks like you're sharing the same content 2 times, right? So I would definitely make sure you get that fixed up. Like really, I would even go in and delete this one. Like I would go in and delete this one out right now, and then just leave this one because it leads people into a playlist and it starts with that same exact video. I would do that ASAP. Yeah, we've talked about like the core stuff about the videos and things like that last week. So because of that, I'm just going to leave this one with the thing on the community post here. And also other things that you can do just so we can, kind of improve this a little bit too while we're here is here you have like 4 outdoor furniture build videos for your yard and garden. Click here to watch. That's fine because you do have a, call to action in there and it's, that's fine. But, also mentioning something in terms of like, 4 outdoor furniture build videos for your yard and garden. Instead of saying like 4 outdoor furniture build videos, making it a little bit more, compelling. So instead of being like, hey, here's 4 outdoor furniture build videos, like these are my outdoor furniture build videos, personalize it. These are my outdoor furniture build videos that I've gotten that people have really enjoyed. If you haven't seen them yet, click here to watch. right? So then it makes it a little bit more personal instead of it being like, hey, here's the thing, right? Just makes it a little bit more personal, and then they can click in there and they can go in and watch those videos. So this is there, like you're doing the right thing. Just a minor little tweak there just makes it a little bit more, compelling, personalized. Instead of it feeling like a broadcast, it feels more, kind of conversational there. All right. Next up. So we are going to do Mooney. is going to be our word here for this one. Hope that's okay. So yeah, so Mooney is our word. So just put Mooney into the chat right now. How this works is if you are just joining us, is all you got to do if you want your channel pulled up is you put this word in here, and then this tool, I'm just randomly picking somebody out of the chat with this. So you can see the entries coming in down here at the bottom. And once we get some entries in here, which right here in a second, I'm going to be hitting this pick a winner button. And then when I pick that, it's going to randomly select somebody. Okay, here we go. I never mind. This gives me like Minecraft vibes. Okay, let's see what we got here. So I never mind. Let's see where you are at here. Okay, so I never mind. If you can just say something. Oh, there we go. Go to channel. It is Minecraft. Look at that. Love it. Okay. So I never mind. Love that it's easy to identify what your channel is, or that you just kind of create that vibe, without, even having to look at your channel. I picked up that it was Minecraft, which is fantastic. Nice work on that. But I never mind. So as you can see here, and I kind of mentioned this on the other channel as well, but as you can see right here, we've got I never mind, I never mind, I never mind, right? So we've got that whole thing going like a bunch of times here. So you can keep this, it's perfectly fine. But if you are going to have that, having just like a little tagline down here of exactly what it is that you offer on the channel, because like, I don't know if you're doing like walkthroughs. I don't know if you're doing, I don't know what you're doing when it comes to Minecraft. If you're doing just like a let's play, if you're doing walkthroughs, if you're trying to teach people how to do different things in Minecraft, like I'm not sure. So just adding that clarity right here is helpful. And you have down here, I challenge Minecraft YouTubers to do a bunch of crazy challenges. So why not subscribe? So why not subscribe? That's fine, right? Because you have what you need there. So you don't really need to change this. But if you did want to just add that instant clarity, you could. But it's not going to be, a game changer or anything. Let's see here. Videos, never get used to this. Minecraft montage. So one thing that can be helpful, and you can actually see it in action right here. One thing that can be helpful is right here, you have like the never, I think it is, or newer. Yeah, never. So you have the never thing back there, and then you have some imagery, but it's really hard to make out what's happening here. So here, right, this is pretty clear in terms of like, Minecraft type imagery. Here, because it's kind of pushed back a little bit, not so much. So I would just try to make sure that when you're making your thumbnails with your for your videos, I would just try to make sure that you just have a strong focus on the Minecraft imagery and making sure that it's just big, right? So like if somebody's interested in Minecraft and your content shows up on their homepage, at a glance, they're like, oh, without like, I don't even have to think about it for 1 millisecond. I know at a glance that this has something to do with Minecraft. So I would just make sure that all of your thumbnails are that way. Even little details like, how you did the text on this particular, thumbnail, even, following that type of thing, like you did with your channel art, like you did with this. So it just has that whole, like, this is obviously Minecraft vibe going, is definitely something that I would implement here. This video was edited on my friend's PC. Also, when it comes to topics and things that people care about, if you want to go at scale. So this video right here, it's got 425 views on it. So it's actually better than some of the others. But what you want to do is you want to think about, okay, if I make this video about this video was edited on my friend's PC, then in that particular case, if this shows up on somebody's homepage, why would somebody care that this video was edited on my PC, right? So maybe like your core group can get into it or whatever, but like if you're thinking at scale, you want to think like, okay, if I'm trying to reach as many people as possible that are interested in Minecraft, or at least this part of Minecraft that I'm doing, then in that case, wouldn't it be a better approach to reach those people and connect with those people visually? And, through the title, just in the package as a whole, wouldn't it be better to talk about maybe something that's happening in the game, or something that happened in this video, or the value they're going to get out of this video, or something like that, versus saying that it was edited on your friend's PC, right? Because when you do that sort of thing, then it makes it about the viewer. It adds clarity to what it is that they might get out of that video. And it just makes the whole thing more enticing for people that are interested in the type of content that you're making. Why haven't I been playing Hive recently? CubeCraft's new game is actually fun. Never get used to this. Minecraft montage. Found Minecraft's best mini game. Nice. Putting my first texture pack. Oh, cool. Okay, so another thing that that is also helpful, and don't get me wrong, you don't have to make every video like this, but this video that was 2 months ago, I made my first texture pack. So if this is something that you do on a regular basis, in terms of like you do these things for your own game and that kind of stuff, then in that case, like occasionally dropping these in, because people seem to respond well to this. So it's like, hey, I made my first texture pack. Hey, I made another, texture pack, for Minecraft, something like that. And then that way, you are leaning on something that people have already proven to be interested in as it relates to your own content, right? Oh, this is an April Fool's video. This one or this one up here? Oh, okay. Okay. But yeah, like in your case, I would focus on those types of things. Playing this in a IRL coffee shop. Yeah, like those types of things too, right? Like, because you're not actually showing the coffee shop or anything like that, at least in this preview. Hold on, let me see what you're doing. Maybe you do. Oh, this is in a coffee shop in the game. So you're playing this game of being in a coffee shop Meta. Love it. This panel record, come hang out on Discord channel. He just loves you. Use this. Okay, yeah. So things like this too, right? Like just trying to make it a little bit more compelling. Like this is okay, right? You had 384 people respond to this, so it's okay. But if you want to amplify things like this, just the same exact exercise in terms of thinking. Like if this were to show up to somebody that's into Minecraft, and then this were to show up on their homepage. For the texture pack was April Fool's. Okay, got it. So if this were to show up on somebody's homepage, like what about this package in terms of the thumbnail and the title? What about this would make the largest amount of people that are interested in Minecraft? What about this would make this, interesting or compelling to those people? That's the way that you want to present this stuff. Because there's so many users and so many people that watch that type of content. You have like a real opportunity when it comes to Minecraft. So I would definitely try to make the content more accessible when it comes to how you're packaging everything up. Okay, so we're gonna do another one here. Let's see here. So next up, we've got, and we're just gonna do Minecraft. If you can see the theme that's kind of going on here. So we're gonna do Minecraft here is the next word. So all you gotta do is put the word Minecraft into the chat right now. And as a shout out there to I never mind, put Minecraft into the chat, into the chat, and then we're gonna pull somebody up here. Tom Nash, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing great. Nice to see you in here. Artist Haven, hey, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. Okay, here we go. We got 37. Yeah, Tom. So I'm trying to basically show up for these, on a somewhat regular basis. So then that way, when people want that feedback, they know that they can come get it. You know how it goes. Okay, here we go. Derek J Reacts is the channel. So let me see if I can find Derek J Reacts quickly here. Derek J Reacts. I gotcha. So go to channel. Share this tab instead. See what you got. Okay. Derek J Reacts to people making dumb decisions. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty clear in terms of what you're offering there. Let's see here. And then here we've got, let's get to the stuff that matters, right? This is a pretty long. Okay. So yeah, so on this right here, I would definitely work on this. I don't know if you were trying to get this to be like a YouTube auto subscribe link. But if so, I would just click on that because you could see how I got stopped there by YouTube. I would just double check that and make sure it's going to the right place. Because here it looks like you're actually taking the redirect link instead of just putting your Instagram link here. So I would clean that up a little bit because that just looks kind of weird, right? In terms of clicks. So it's probably hurting the amount of people that are clicking through that. So I would just put the direct Instagram link, just like you have the direct Facebook link right here. That'll clean that up a little bit and make it not feel, like it's something shady, even though it has YouTube on the front. This redirect thing and all that, it just kind of makes it feel shady, even though that's how YouTube will, send it out. I would definitely clean that up a bit. Let's hear when you're caught putting your kids' safety at risk. Okay, so one thing. So when it comes to thumbnails, especially with your type of content, showing some of what it is that you're talking about is definitely something that you want to consider. So here you have when you're caught putting your kids' safety at risk, but this particular thumbnail doesn't say anything about that, right? So showing those moments to where that thing is just about to happen, to where it's like pretty clear that like if they see that thumbnail, they're like, whoa, what's going on here? And then they come down when you're caught, putting your kid's safety at risk. Like that type of thing is helpful for getting people to click because you're showing either that moment or you're showing right before that moment happens. And then that allows you to be able to kind of open up that curiosity gap to where somebody sees that and then they read the title and they're like, oh, this is going to be good. And they click on it and come in and watch the video. Oh man, lose it when cops arrest him on the toilet. One car accident exposes family drama. Worst bank fraud scheme ever. So one thing I like in your case, how you're doing these like longer videos. I'd be interested, like with this reaction content, I'd be interested to see like if you are getting a lot of TV viewership for this. But yeah, I like that you're doing these longer videos. But one thing that I notice here is actually, yeah, it's pretty similar in terms of how people are responding to those. So you're okay. In your case as well, I would definitely, unless you are just trying to, make it to where, like, hey, I just want to make all this to where people can just get whatever they want, that's fine. But if you are trying to get more ad revenue, you're trying to get more watch time, all those types of things, I wouldn't have your shorts here on your main channel page. If they want those, they can go here. But if somebody's watching one of your shorts and then they click on your channel name, it's going to send them to this page anyway, to where they can get more shorts. But here on your homepage, if somebody's here on your homepage and they're looking for something to watch and they're scrolling down, you might distract them from this long form content by sending them into a short. And there your ad rates are going to be lower. The watch time you're getting is going to be smaller. Like the whole thing is going to be less. So because of that, I would just try to keep your main channel page focused on the long form content so that as somebody comes here, especially, you're putting out like, 20-minute videos and stuff, so that as somebody comes to your channel page, they can find more of that stuff that they're interested in, instead of, risking sending them over into this like low watch time stuff that you're doing right now. And then if they want that, they can navigate to it instead of it being there. Nice consistent upload schedule. Scary transition from sweet to savage. Yeah, these two is, like you might be doing this already. Let me actually check because I'll be able to see right here. Yeah, you're not. So yeah, I would definitely with your type of content specifically because, you're getting 1,000 views on this. So people are enjoying the content. I would definitely go in through all of these and I would look to see like, okay, what am I showing that people don't typically like? So like in any arrest videos that I do, I would start taking notes on all the arrest videos, any like drama videos like this. Like I would just start taking notes, go into your audience retention reports, see the places that people left, see the places that people skipped, and just start taking notes and being like, okay, it seems like when I show these, at least in these videos, when I was showing these things, people reacted in these ways. And when you identify that in one video, you can go and look in your other videos where similar things are happening and see if you find that that consistently happens. If so, then you can edit around that kind of thing and make it to where you're giving people mostly the stuff that they want instead of having the, you know, stuff in there that people are kind of skipping, or like in this case, right? If they're trying to skip through everything just to get to like the fights, because you hear salon fight brings the cops. Like if they want to go in there and see that fight, for example, or they want to see the moments where the cops arrive, there might be a bunch of stuff at the beginning of that that's actually hurting that, or that you might see them skipping when it comes to that video. So, you know, I would definitely be doing that type of thing. And then also the same thing I mentioned before about trying to find those more exciting moments. But the thing that I started to say, but I got distracted on the looking in your audience retention reports, is I would use YouTube's A/B testing tool or ABC testing tool, and I would upload 3 thumbnails for every one of these videos that you have on your YouTube channel. And with those videos, I would have, you know, one that's kind of normal like this. I would have another one that's kind of an action shot, kind of like this, and then have another one that's like a build-up shot where it's like, you know, right before the thing happens. And then I would use that information in order to, you know, try to figure out exactly what the people that are interested in this type of content typically respond to most when it comes to the thumbnails. So then that way it gives you 3 like clear variations in what it is that you're presenting. Titles would be the same until they roll that feature out. But when it comes to the thumbnails, that would give you that clear thing. Like, okay, here, let's have this person with like a, you know, stunned look or a surprised look or whatever on their face. And then we have like an action shot where there's actual like drama going down. And then we have that build up shot where, you know, where it's like right before the thing, you know, happens, but it's something clear and interesting. I would definitely be experimenting a lot with that. But yeah, that's some feedback there on yours. And then we are going to go back, and here we are just going to do for this word. Actually, we'll do this. And we are going to share this tab instead. So the word is new creator. And the reason I'm using new creator, because that's the name of my app. So if you are an iPhone user like myself, this app helps you in a ton of different ways as a YouTube content creator. If you are new to the stream, just put this word into the chat, and then I'm randomly selecting a channel to pull up on screen and give some advice. But basically, when it comes to the app that I keep, you know, screaming about, cool stuff like the thumbnail tool. So if you look over on the left, you'll see here to where if you upload a thumbnail, you put your title in there. And then when you hit the analyze thumbnail, it gives you a report on your thumbnail, and it lets you know things that you can improve. You can save like a full report to your camera roll. It tells you like the subject of focus, looks at the color, looks at the text in the thumbnail for readability, looks at composition, the clarity of the images, like all these things, and gives you actionable steps that you can take in order to improve the thumbnails. We've also got a inspiration keeper in there. This thing's really cool because if you're on YouTube, like in this example, you click on the 3-dot menu, hit the share option, go all the way over to more, and then you can select the new creator app there, and then you can have the title, you can have a link to it, you can add notes, and you can categorize it. And then this is going to save it into the app itself, which is really cool. And then anytime you're like looking for title inspiration, you're looking for thumbnail inspiration, all of this stuff is in the app, and it allows you to go in there and, you know, quickly and easily reference those things so that you can have them available when you need them, like you can see right here. And you can sort those by, I like this thumbnail, or I like the graphics, or I like, you know, these other things about, you know, those particular videos that I stored. But again, it's in the App Store. Look for new creator, or you can go to new creator app, newcreator.app to learn more. Here we go. We got Rachel Smets. Love it. Rachel, how you doing? Hope that you are doing great. Looking for your channel. Here you go. You say last try. And I was, hey, you're like, hey, last try that I need to go. And I'm like, all right, well, here we go. Let's try to keep her on just a little bit longer. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So share this tab. So here we go, Rachel. So a more confident you. So not super clear. Speak with confidence and charisma. That's completely clear. So yeah. So I like, this is okay because you kind of let people know what you're doing here. So I think this is fine. And I see that you have switched because I know that you were doing like escape the 9 to 5 stuff. So so it's interesting seeing your channel pivot. Looks like it's working out. Let's see here. So as we go down, so real quick, I would definitely get your most recent content up here on the top of your channel page, because as we're looking at the screen right now, so we have this one from 11 days ago for the non-subscribed trailer, which is fine. And then we have the For You, which is 2 weeks ago, 1 year ago, 1 year ago. And then we have, as we go down, 6 months, 8 months, 8 months, 7 months, a year, 5 months. So it makes it look like the channel's like not that active. And you don't even have a recent uploads playlist here at all. So the reason that you want the recent uploads playlist here is because somebody hit your channel because they watched one of these other videos. Then as they're scrolling down, they can see that recent upload playlist right up here at the top, or you can make it custom, kind of like you did these. Just make sure that you add to that playlist when you upload a new video. And then by doing that, it allows people to, see those most recent videos, and then you can actually feed people into those most recent videos there, as long as they're of interest to the people that are hitting the channel page. So I would definitely do that. And then when it comes to the content itself, so here you have breaking most cringe comments. Michelle Obama slammed for her shocking comments. All of that's fine. Doesn't seem like it's super on brand for what it is that you're offering here, because here you say this is more of like she's getting attacked. At least this is what I'm getting from the outside, which is really important, right? Because you're setting up the expectation for the video on the outside. So here, this is about her most cringe comments, and you're saying that she's getting slammed for her comments, but your channel says that you're talking about speaking with confidence and charisma, right? So right here, this is off brand. Here you have, that's it. She repeats her biggest mistake again, and then exposed. So this is another one from the outside. You're not on brand. Here, the real reason Tom Cruise is instantly irresistible. Okay, this one's probably on brand, because here, this seems like from the outside, it seems like you might be talking about, confidence and charisma with this particular video. So in terms of what makes sense from the outside, in terms of being like a clearly on brand with what it is that you're offering, these two, not so much. This one, absolutely. The moment people stop believing Meghan Markle, this one's kind of a gray area, because if you are talking about that in there, that works, but it's not clear on the outside, right? This looks more like you're talking about the celebrity than it is that you are going to be leveraging that video, or somebody can leverage that video to learn how to speak with confidence and charisma. So yeah, some of this, it just doesn't seem like it's on brand from the outside. Nervous reaction, no one noticed. Most awkward moment. Okay. Yeah. So with this, what's probably happening here, like it's working, right? Like, 17,000 views, 9,000 views, 12,000 views, 4,000 views, 20,000 views. So like it's working. But I'm not 100% sure if the right people are clicking on these videos. They might be, but like, like with both of these, because they're not clearly about, what it is that you're offering here, as long as this is what you're still offering. But they are celebrity based. So then the people that are interested in those celebrities can click on these, and you might be talking about those things in the videos, which would be on brand if you are, but from the outside, it's just not crystal clear. So if you are, for maybe like your coaching business or something like that, if you are trying to, bring attention to something that you're offering, which I think you are, yeah, I'm not sure. I know, and I thought in the past that you offered some type of service, but if you are trying to help people with like those types of things, then I would try to make sure that it's clear that your videos are about those things from the outside. And one of the things that you say here is you say, what did I just see here? There's such a contrast between views, which I'm trying to understand. Yeah, so the contrast is going to come down to how things are framed, how people find them interesting, the specific celebrities you're talking about. So, like for example, when you're leveraging pop culture like you are, which is really smart, by the way, but when you're doing that sort of thing, there might be more people that are interested in this person right now compared to people that are interested in this person, and just that thing by itself might be something that works against you. In addition to that, you have exactly what people hear when they go into the video, or what they're seeing when they go into the video. You have their expectation, which is the part that I was trying to explain earlier. So, those types of things, all of those are going to make a difference in terms of, how the videos are going to perform. But, things like this, right? Like this one didn't get as many views, but it seems like it's on brand, right? So then the people that are okay, let me do it this way. So when it comes to YouTube, especially in your case, because you're offering, services. So when it comes to YouTube, it's helpful to make sure that you are, like, if the channel has a theme and you're leveraging that theme to bring attention to your products or services, it's helpful to make sure that you have the right people interacting with the content. So with what you're doing with leveraging pop culture, super smart. And that's a great way to blow up the channel. But if the goal is to just blow up the channel, then you can do anything you want in that regard. But if the goal is, okay, I'm trying to, get this channel doing well so I can position myself as an authority. And then as I position myself as an authority, I'm going to have people reaching out for my services, because it's going to be clear that those services are available. And in every video that I put out, I'm going to be demonstrating my understanding of, these nuances that you're sharing in this content. So because of that, when you make a video about, like, for example, Michelle Obama slammed for shocking comments, there, from the outside, if somebody hates Michelle Obama or if they love Michelle Obama, then that video could apply to them. And from the outside, there's nothing there that says anything about, like, her charisma or anything about, how she communicates or anything like that, which I believe, and I'm just going to off camera here, I'm going to look at your website. But I believe for what it is that you are selling, in terms of your services, that it's probably going to be more important to have people that are interested in the, speak up with confidence. Okay, yeah. So you have, Keros to clarity, stop overthinking that. Yeah, okay. So you've got some stuff here available. So yeah, so for these things, if you are trying to, leverage this for business, I would definitely just make sure that it's clear from the outside. Yeah, Charisma on Command is an amazing channel, Tom. I've been recommending Charisma on Command for years because they're so good, in terms of, helping people get that side of things in order. I recommend them to content creators, right? Because you learn a ton over there. But basically, okay, if you just want to focus on YouTube views, then what you're doing is fine. But even with that, Rachel, because Rachel said, just in case you're listening into this instead of watching, she said that she doesn't focus on services so much. She just wants views. That's what she wants. So if you only want views, then in that case, what you're doing is fine, because you are, putting a strong focus on celebrities. You're giving your, opinions on things that they're doing. There's a little bit of drama attached, right? Attached is her biggest mistake. Slammed for shocking comments, right? Things like that. So, like, you're definitely leaning into that. And I think as long as you continue to do that, you're going to be okay. But I think that you should get a little bit more clear in terms of exactly who it is that you're trying to reach. Because if you're trying to reach people, like, for example, like right now, Tom just came in and Tom's like, hey, there's a great channel that does a similar thing called Charisma on Command. And I'm like, hey, absolutely great channel. I recommend it to people. I recommend it to YouTubers because it teaches them about, that side of being a content creator. So there's clear value attached to that particular channel. And it's so clear and obvious that Tom and I can both have a conversation in chat about recommending that channel to people that are interested in those topics, right? So on your channel, because it's not clear like that, and you have like, hey, this is kind of on topic with what my value proposition is for the channel, but these other ones are not, it makes it to where it's not as easy for people to recommend your channel along that same vein, because you're doing these other things that, at least from the outside, they don't seem to be related, right? So because of that, I would just get crystal clear on like, who it is that you're trying to reach, because people that are interested in like the charisma stuff, they're going to be people that are focused on, like the interesting parts of celebrities. Those are going to be people that are focused on like self-improvement and trying to do things better themselves, stuff like that. Where on the celebrity drama side, that's just going to be focused on people that are into, drama and gossip and like all those things. And those people, are going to be a totally different crowd than the people that are, interested in the, self-improvement and all of that stuff. So I would just get really clear on that side of things, and then just lean into whichever one you're going to go, because both you have videos from both that have done well, right? In terms of, why her painful words feel fake again. That was kind of borderline, but I think it still can, like you're suggesting the thing from the outside. But, like I think you could go in either direction right now because people are responding to both. But I would just pick, which direction you're going to go into and just lean into it. Yeah, and also you're saying here that you don't use your videos to get clients. You could. You definitely could. Without question, you definitely could, especially with this type of content and what it is that you offer, because you're offering stuff about, camera confidence and charisma and things like that. And then your value proposition is about speak with confidence and charisma. And this is another place where this can kind of hurt you. Like when you have somebody watching your video on the Michelle Obama slammed for her shocking comments and they come in for the drama. And then one of the things that you've probably heard me say during this stream today is to add, things to the channel art, make sure you add your value proposition, all that stuff. So it's clear when somebody lands on your channel page. Right now you have that, right? You're doing the right thing, but it doesn't seem to be in perfect alignment with what it is that you're offering with every video on the channel, right? So because of that, just keep those things in mind moving forward when it comes to the channel. And I would definitely just kind of pick, what it is that you're trying to do. And if you are going to go more into the, you say you don't want your videos. Oh, wait, hold on. What did you say here? You don't want to be a gossip channel. I do want to give value. So here's the thing when it comes to value is when it comes to value, that's all interpreted in different ways. Like for some people, that drama is value to them, right? Because they consume that stuff anyway. So for some people it's just not like positive value, right? Because they're, gossiping and all that stuff. So it's not positive value, but it's definitely value. But yeah, like I would just, I would just get clear on what you're offering. I really think you can go in either direction right now, because the approach that you're taking is good. And for those of you that do this sort of thing in terms of, your content is something where you can like analyze celebrities and things like that, like that's a great way to bring attention to your channel, because you're leveraging something that's known and bringing attention to yourself that people don't know about yet. So because that's a great way to, bring attention to your content. But in Rachel's case, for you, Rachel, I would definitely just try to get clear on exactly what you're offering. And then you can also optimize everything around that. Right. So yeah, so that's the feedback for you. Yeah, on the titles, absolutely. So once you figure out, so she asked any tips on the titles. Yeah. So I think your titles are actually pretty good. They're just not clear for what you're offering, right? So there's just inconsistencies in what it is that you are offering, but I think your titles are actually pretty good. But if you are trying to get more of the confidence and charisma crowd, then in that case, adding those types of things to your title would be advantageous. So then that way you always have the right people clicking on the videos instead of having the wrong people that you're not actually trying to reach and add value to click on your videos, because those people are also more likely to abandon the videos and things like that. And you're also going to break the chain. So for example, what I mean by break the chain for everybody is like, like if I'm watching your videos, right? Because I watch this type of content. So if I'm watching your videos and I'm like, okay, love this video. This was great. So this is her tricks to stay calm under pressure. This was awesome. I love this. And like YouTube, recommends, both of these to me. They recommend this one to me because I watched this one and engaged with it. And then here, why Megan's painful words feel fake again. It's kind of borderline. I'm going to make this one gray, but I might watch that one too. And then here, her nervous reaction, no one noticed. Most awkward moment. This one doesn't really express that value from the outside. So I might see this and be like, oh, I don't even know who she is. Don't care. And then probably wouldn't click on that one. And then here, the moment they stop believing her, you might be talking about that in the video, but from the outside, it's not crystal clear. Probably wouldn't click on that one. The real reason he's instantly irresistible, that one's, would resonate with me. And then neither of these would resonate. So this is where the problem comes in with not having that clarity, is when you are publishing videos, you want it to be to where somebody can come in and watch, everything. So when you make it to where people can binge watch your content, that's where your stuff blows up. So, like in Tom's case, right? So like with his content, like you can go in and you can watch, most of his videos and get value out of most of the stuff that he's doing. If you're into, that type of content. But with this, if I'm in there for the charisma stuff, you've got just in those top 2 rows, you have 4 videos and one that's kind of like, gray area that aren't in alignment with that from the outside. And therefore, even if they are about that, and this is where the title thing comes in, even if they are about that, it's not clear from the outside, which would then hurt when it comes to me clicking on those when YouTube recommends them to me, right? So then that way you're kind of breaking the chain of a returning viewer coming back to your channel, and you're making it more difficult when it comes to YouTube recommending content to them, because in this case, you have it to where you're doing the charisma stuff, but then you also have it where you're doing the celebrity stuff. So because of that, they might make that connection between like, hey, celebrity, and then celebrity, and then celebrity. So, hey, we're just going to show this charisma stuff because it has something to do with a celebrity to the people that are watching some of the celebrity drama stuff. And then they come in there and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, this isn't celebrity drama, so I'm out of here, right? And then that can negatively impact the performance of those videos. So just getting in perfect alignment there is definitely something that you want to do. So, again, I think that you can go in either direction, and I think that you have a good opportunity here. And I love seeing that things are just improving on your channel. It's awesome. So nice work on that. But I would kind of fine tune things so that you can make sure that most of the videos or all of the videos that you publish are just a perfect fit for that person that you're trying to reach. All right. And on that note, we are rolling up here on 2 hours. So because of that, I want to let you know that while we were looking at channels today, if your channel didn't come up, go back and watch this on the replay and be like, hey, these things that he's saying, about these other channels, am I doing any of that stuff? Is there any of these things that I could improve on my channel? And by doing those types of things, it's, how we, get better at being content creators. So if your channel didn't get pulled up, we're going to be doing this again. So make sure that you do have notifications turned on, because I don't usually do these in advance. I do these usually like an hour or two in advance in terms of when I put them out or when I schedule them. So because of that, they will be on Wednesday, probably around the same time. So just make sure that you do have notifications turned on for that, or that you just check in, next week at that time, set it in your calendar. But yeah, have a great weekend. Dee and I are going to be streaming on Saturday as usual. And yeah, have a great weekend. And if I did pull up your channel and look at your channel, if you have any questions about any of the stuff that I said, feel free to shoot me a DM on X, and I can add clarity to whatever it is that you need. And yeah, have a great weekend, and I will see you next time. And oh yeah, and check out my app if you haven't yet for YouTubers called New Creator. Now would be a great time actually to scan it. If you're like looking for something to do, just scan this, and then it'll take you to the App Store, and you can go check it out. I think that goes to the App Store. They either goes to the App Store or that one goes to the website. One of the two. I think it goes to, yeah, it goes to the website, and then you can click on the button from there. But it gives you more information on it. So anyway, have a great rest of your weekend. Everybody have a, hope your next video does great, and I will see you, some of you, on Saturday. Take care.
Hit the sub button, hit the like button. If you're having fun, comment, type something. If you're laying back, leaning and engaged, just take a second to smash the whole page.